Diva Queens.
How are we today?
We're back we're on camera.
Yay.
I know you guys have missed us.
Visually, you've missed us.
Yes, I know it.
I'm Andrea.
And this is Lina.
And this is
It's Not That Serious.
The podcast. Weekly, bi-weekly, tri-weekly. We try to put it out weekly.
Try weekly.
We try. How are you?
I'm good. I just did an exchange of services with my trainer yesterday.
Wait.
So I got a month free training because I styled him.
Oh, what'd you style him for?
He just wanted like a shoot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just wanted like photos for Instagram, I guess.
Was it like workout clothes or was it?
No. Previously, he's done like some kind of modeling.
Okay.
So he was like, "Oh, will you style me like in exchange for a month of training?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." Especially for December, need that extra cash.
100%. Oh my god, yeah, I would do that for free training.
Right.
That's good.
So that went down yesterday. I don't really have anything exciting that's been happening. What about you?
I had a drama and I've been waiting to tell you this.
Oh,
all right.
love drama.
So
just kidding. No, I don't.
No, you do.
But tell me.
Like drama that doesn't like affect you so much,
Yes,
you know?
drama-
Like fun, silly, flirty drama.
I don't like causing drama.
I don't mind it. As long as it's not earth-shattering drama. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's like, haha, being silly and cute. All right. So one of my good friends, shout out to Ashley, she sells vintage clothes. And she had done like a sale on her Instagram story. And I had been wanting new jeans. Because if you know me, I have a million pairs of pants. And I can never have them.
Never have enough pants.
Never have enough
Me
pants.
either. I'm a pants girl.
So she posted some vintage Levi's. I was like, perfect. I bought them from her. Amazing. She's like, I sent them in the mail. They were an amazing price. I couldn't wait to get them. They were like perfectly worn out with like a little cigarette. Like you could tell where the person kept it. They're like, I can't remember if it was like a cigarette box.
I
or
love
something.
those little personalizations of denim. Of
one
vintage
of one.
Denim. Yeah.
One of one. You can't replicate that, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's either like a wallet rubbing or
Yeah.
a cigarette box rubbing.
Or like a tin of like dip.
Yeah.
If I remember, it was square. So a couple of days go by. This is like November 13th. A couple of days go by, like a week, and she's like, hey, how did the jeans fit? And I was like, oh, I didn't get them yet. And she's like, okay, like, let's give it a couple more days, whatever. And then like a day or so ago, yesterday, she was like, let me track them. And then I saw she put them in the mail through USPS and she shipped them through Texas. And I was like, oh, great. And like, I've had some issues with USPS in the past. Like I didn't get my car registration at all last year. So like I drove around without that like sticker decal on my car for like a whole year. So she was like, hey, the pants were delivered on November 18th.
Okay.
So today is the 27th. So yesterday was the 26th when we're having this conversation. They were delivered on the 18th.
Which is last week.
So I was like, okay, that's weird. So I went back through my Ring camera. I went back through that day and I don't see any deliveries. And like they even had the time, like 1:47 p.m. Nothing at that time.
That's where the Ring cam comes in handy. I love the Ring camera.
I know. It's really good, but sometimes it doesn't catch everything, which is annoying too. So I was like, hey, nothing there on the camera. I don't know. She's like, let me call. So she calls and she goes, it looks like it was delivered to, I'm just going to use like a false street, like 1234 Harrison Street. And I'm 1251 Harrison Street. This is just like hypothetical. She's like, is that close to you? Do you know where that is? And I'm like, yeah, that's the house on the corner.
Okay.
So she's like, would you feel comfortable going over there and seeing if the package is there? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. Why not? So I stomped my happy over there yesterday.
Waving your ponytail.
Waving my ponytail. And they have like a picket fence around. So I open the little fence, the little gate, and I go up to the front door and I knock. And like, I knew nobody was home. And I've always seen this house with like a million random cars in the front. And I'm like, I already know what this is. and it started having all the telltale signs of being an Airbnb house.
Oh.
And I'm like, mother. So I'm knocking. I stay there a couple minutes. No answer because the house is vacant. So then
that's so annoying.
Where I live, there's alleys that run in the back where like the service streets.
The garbage truck goes back there.
So I walk around the back. I probably shouldn't be admitting this. I walk around the back and I see their like fence kind of like dips a little, and I look in the back. And it's like whatever kind of crappy furniture.
IKEA bullshit furniture.
And there's like a ping pong table in the back, which like a person that owns that like wouldn't leave it out in the open of the elements. They would like put it away, like store it nice. So I'm like, so then I come around the front again and I see another neighbor there, and there's like another house there that they're always working on cars. And I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, do you know if this is like an Airbnb house? Like I live in like a residential neighborhood. Like it's not an HOA, whatever. It's like houses. And the guy's like, yeah, Airbnb. And I'm like, then I find it on booking.com and I see it. Like I confirm that it is like an Airbnb house. And now I'm like, I told my friend, I'm like, I don't even know. Like I wouldn't even know how to contact the owner of that house to be like, whoever stayed at your house on these dates stole my package, basically.
Yeah, but maybe it's just there. Like maybe they didn't steal it. Maybe it's just inside the house.
I know, maybe, but then I'm like, how do I even get in contact with someone to like get it?
You gotta hit the host up on Airbnb, girl.
Well, like reach out to them?
Yeah, hit them up. Be like, hey, I had a package delivered to that house. I'm package queen, okay? I will chase down the USPS. I will meet the driver of FedEx at the corner because I need that package. Yeah. This is what I would do. I would hit up the host for Airbnb and be like, hey, I noticed my package was dropped off at your house. I've knocked a couple times. I know no one has been home. Do you know if there's a package inside the house that doesn't belong to your address?
Doesn't belong to you.
Yeah, let me know. I think it might have been whenever your last guests were. Give them the window, and then I'm
gonna do that because that makes me so mad, and it also makes me mad because
what if it's just sitting there?
There's a couple Airbnb houses on my street, and I'm like, y'all bringing some random into these neighborhoods, stealing the packages. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like, there's no way to like
allegedly. Because what if they just brought it in? Like, would you bring in the pack? Like, if you were staying in an Airbnb and a package came, would you bring it in and leave it by the door? I would.
I would probably bring it in and leave it by the. Or if it was legible, I would bring it to the house. But that's the thing about USPS too, is they stupid make you write the thing by hand.
Oh, true.
Why do they do that? That's so stupid. Like, it's 2024. Why are we handwriting that? That's so stupid. You have a computer.
That's very true. But I think if you bring it printed out,
they've made me handwrite it.
Really?
Yeah, it's really dumb. So that's where I'm at now.
Also, sometimes what happens is like they say it's delivered, but then it'll come like next week.
But it's already been a week.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It says like front porch, blah, blah, blah. And they knew what house it was, which is interesting too. Like, how do they know what house?
Yeah.
If it wasn't the right house.
Strange.
Very strange. So that's what I'm dealing with. And you have to wait 15 days to even file a claim. So I have to wait anyways. So maybe I'll send an email to these people. Like, who even knows if they're in the state too?
I would just send them an Airbnb message.
Yeah. It's a booking.com. I didn't even know they had houses there.
Booking.com message or whatever it makes you do. Email. They might answer it because they think you're going to rent their house.
Yeah, I should pretend. I'm going to pretend just so they answer. And then I'm going to tell them, like, give me my jeans.
Rent their house to get the jeans.
Hey, can I rent this for one day? And they're charging a lot. You know what? This is the whole thing. But, like, I noticed in my neighborhood, too, now there's a bunch of Airbnb houses. I'm like, oh, God.
Airbnb's taking over.
Yeah, but I don't know. Whatever. That's a whole other tangent, but that's what I've been dealing with. A stupid package.
I hate package issues. It's like, it will literally ruin my career.
Well, yeah, for you, yeah. Well, I hate that everything that I order is always signature required too. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And my new FedEx guy, he's like very familiarized himself. I think you were here the other day when he dropped something off. I'm like, oh. I put on baggy clothes.
He was very friendly.
Yeah, it was a little too friendly.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I noticed that something. And you're like, why are you noticing my
Yeah. He's like, oh, is this your personal number? I'm like,
oh.
don't say that. Shall we get into it then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not? This is kind of like a different version of like new celebrity collabs, but I had noticed Addison Rae is like working with, and I think like he's kind of just like her overall creative director, working with Mel Ottenberg.
Legend stylist. He is who was styling Rihanna for a long time.
Like peak bad gal Riri.
Peak Riri.
I know. Ever since they parted ways, her style. I really hate to say this, but it's like,
yeah,
not as good.
I haven't noticed much because she's also just like not really
around as much. She's also been pregnant for like 5 years.
Yeah. She's popping them out back to back. But Addison Rae, I haven't noticed her style being great as of yet, but I think that she's on her way to something interesting. Yeah.
Like, I think interesting is the word, I feel like.
Yes. I think it's tough because she's really pretty.
Yes.
Like her face is like almost too pretty, right? So like when you have such a pretty face, it's hard to give someone like a look like that is not like as put together. You know, it's hard to give people an edge when they have such a pretty look.
Yes. I was saying to you earlier, because you were saying that she's just too pretty. Like she reminds me of like the prettiest girl in your high school.
Yes.
So she just looked like so perfect all the time, and it's kind of hard to like grit that up. So I do like, I've noticed over the summer, because she kind of aligned herself more with like Charlie XCX, and she did like a really interesting ad campaign for like Essence. Mm-hmm. And who was it, like Petra Collins or something?
Yes.
And she was smoking the cigarette with her foot. And I'm like, okay, like she gets it.
Yeah. And like she's not afraid to be a little weirdo.
Yeah. And like, I don't even want to say ugly because she literally never looks ugly, but it's like kind of doing ugly things, but not being ugly, like because she's so pretty.
Well, there's no way that she can be ugly.
I think it's hard for her to like, be ugly.
Yeah, I think that's why she's probably down to do it, because she's like, this face card does not decline.
She seems like fun and flirty.
Yeah,
like open, fun, flirty, and I like the direction she's going in. Like, I feel like she's probably one of the only like big TikTok people that has like transitioned into like mainstream media, like really seamlessly. Like
seriously doing it.
Yeah.
Not fake doing it.
Not fake ass doing it at all, because I really like, maybe her pop career is not going to be anything like super prolific, like a Britney Spears, let's say. But like the 2 singles that she's put out and the music video, both music videos, which Mel has creative directed, they're like aesthetically fire. Like they look amazing. Aquamarine is like sick. Like it kind of reminds me, they shot it in Paris. It has like almost like a 70s 80s like glamour look. It almost, and then it has like that voguing scene at the end. This is like such a deep cut, but it kind of reminds me of like Suspiria, where it's like Dario Argento and it's like that super stylized like late 70s like horror kind of look, like horror movies.
Yes.
Which I like.
I was wondering where they shot that. It looked like somewhere in Europe.
It was definitely giving Europe.
It was in Paris. I mean, how could you go wrong in Paris? I feel like just even like the lighting in Paris is different.
Yeah. It's like
the street lights
like,
make you look a little grungy. But you know that Mel, I didn't know this about him, but I was reading an interview, and basically like they were like, what advice would you give on other stylists who are coming up? And he's like, I didn't do this, but I would advise that you work for someone, you know, pick someone you respect and work for them and work really hard.
Like a mentor.
Yeah. And I'm like, he didn't do this. And so it seems like he's like, I just figured it out on my own. He's like, I wouldn't have been a good assistant, so I never assisted anyone. He's like, I actually would have been a assistant.
Yeah.
He's like, I never assisted anyone. I had to learn everything on my own, and I did it very slowly, but I did it. He's like, I don't recommend it.
No.
Yeah. Which I'm like kind of wondering. Well, he did say that his mom was a editor for a magazine, and that his mom was like pretty stylish and always had like Norma Kamali in the 80s and like all that stuff. So,
but like for you, from your perspective, do you think you could have figured it out on your own, or it would have taken you a really long time to figure things out?
Oh, it would have taken me forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I had, I had the grit and I had like a little bit of the hustle. Like I could see how to finesse things, but I learned so much finesse from my mentor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's the way to go. It's not, for me, it's like, find someone and work for them.
It's kind of like working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Like why are you going to kill yourself when you can like kind of tap into the experience of someone like that knows?
Exactly.
And like putting your pride aside and kind of like learning.
Learn how to handle different situations. You're going to get thrown a bunch of different things and you're not going to know how to handle them.
Yeah.
And it's just going to take, it's the long way. Why would you want to take the long way?
Yeah. Do you feel like
just to say you did it on your own?
You feel like at this point in your career, if anything got thrown your way, like you would know the solution to it?
Not even.
Yeah.
I don't even think I have all the answers as of now. No, but I definitely got a good head start for sure.
But you know what? Like not letting your ego get in the way. Like there are times too where I'm like, I have something like come at me and I'm like, how do I approach this? But I have people I can approach and be like, how would you,
what's the best way to do this?
What's the best practice for this?
Yeah. Like speaking of shipping stuff, my favorite secret is Delta Cargo. So I don't know if you know about this, but in case you ever need to get something from, let's say, New York to Miami in the same day, if you book a Delta Cargo, you have to have an account. You kind of have to be a known shipper, like a known traveler, you know, like
with Delta.
So, you know, like your known traveler number for your TSA. So you have to have a known shipper number.
Okay.
And so it's a process, but it's a good process to, once you have it, you're good, you know? So like I can go on Delta Cargo right now and basically type in like the dimensions of what I'm trying to send and book a flight and then just literally facilitate someone dropping it off from, let's say, New York to the Delta Cargo airport location, and it goes on that flight and lands in Miami whenever that flight's supposed to land, and then you just pick it up
like a passenger flight, basically.
Yeah,
and then you pick it up. Where do you pick it up from?
Delta Cargo in Miami. Oh, yeah. Most big airports have cargo areas.
That's good to know.
Like all those side streets on Miami Airport.
Yeah.
It's like all.
Like for some real emergency stuff.
Real emergency stuff. That is the best thing that I ever learned.
Yeah.
And it's helped me even as a stylist for like commercials. I've rented like full football gear from like LA. I made the mistake once. I FedExed it, maybe 3-day. It cost me like $800.
Yeah.
The next time that I got a football job, I was like, I already know what to do. It cost me like maybe $150 a box. That was like the size of half of this couch.
Really?
With football gear in it.
Wow.
Yeah. Insane. So I learned my lesson on that one. That's a little trade secret for the girlies.
For the girls out there. Wow. That is a good secret. You saw earlier this week, it looks like Thom Browne versus Adidas kind of finally settled, right?
They finally settled and the judge sided with Thom Browne.
Yes.
It seems like they had been from the year 2009, something crazy, had been trying to sue
Adidas.
No, Thom Browne. Adidas had been trying to sue Thom Browne.
The other way.
That's how it is. That's what the settlement is. So basically, Adidas sues anybody that has anything to do with stripes. And Thom Browne initially started his company with 3 stripes. If you guys don't know, it's his quintessential mark is like a 4-stripe, either on a sleeve or it would be like on the thigh. On a thigh of a pant. So Thom Browne initially started his company with 3 stripes. Adidas went after him, Thom Browne retracted the 3 stripes and went to 4 stripes. And that lawsuit was settled, and there was a big gap between Adidas ever reaching out again, ever sending any kind of lawsuit, any kind of cease and desist, whatever. Adidas apparently felt that this year that Thom Browne was getting into the sportswear market with the 4 stripes, and that people were confusing his sneakers for Adidas. And so they sent
cease and desist.
A cease and desist to Thom Browne. And, you know, his stance has always been like, any human can differentiate 3 stripes from 4 stripes. And I'm not in your category. I'm a luxury retailer. Like I'm a luxury brand. You are a sportswear retailer, you know? And they were battling from like January. And recently, the judge sided with Thom Browne, saying that any human with a pair of eyes can differentiate 3 from 4 stripes.
So that's a good one for Thom Browne then.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Adidas goes after everyone.
Yeah.
They've gone after, like, I think Tesla. They've gone after a bunch of people for stripes.
On the topic of Adidas, I was on TikTok and people were like dragging Adidas because they're doing like all of the tour outfits for that pop girlie Tate McRae. She sings that song like Greedy.
Who is that girl?
So she was like a professional dancer. I think she was also on like Dance Moms at one point.
Oh, wow.
But she was like top tier. Like I watched a whole video about it. Like basically almost like a prodigy of dancing. Like she's that talented, and now she's a singer, but she sings that song Greedy that went really viral on TikTok.
So the girl's on tour. I don't know who this girl is. Drea sometimes pulls out some real Gen Z that like I just don't know about. I'm so sorry.
My internet brain. Sometimes I say internet brain stuff and I'm like, show me to me. I'm like, oh my God. My internet rotted brain. Yeah. Adidas is doing her tour outfits. Tate McRae's tour outfits. She was just on SNL. Anyways, there's all these videos going around of her tour outfits on stage literally just falling apart.
Oh, qué pena. Mm-hmm. So like lack of quality,
which is interesting because like Adidas is a sportswear brand, so you would think her movement of like dancing, moving her body, they would have the engineering to like keep it together.
You would think so, unless it was
She was doing one of those like iHeartRadio shows, look like, and it literally was like by the end she was like this, like holding it, the top, because it was like a little bikini top.
Did it look reworked or something? Like, are they trying?
Should I show it to you?
Yeah, show it to me. Show me to me,
Rachel. So this is the first one I saw. You see the strap popped right away.
Oh, yeah. This looks custom.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what sucks with these one-offs. They probably don't manufacture in like their usual way. Like they get it done by somebody in LA or someone somewhere.
By the end of the video, she's like, I have to go fix this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She looks cute in that baby blue though.
Yeah, she looks cute. She just did a Skims campaign and people were going crazy over her.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah, that they're like the body's tea. And they were like, we just want to let you guys know, like the body's tea, but like it's tea because she's like healthy and she eats, not from like starving herself. Because people were like, I have to starve myself to look like Tate McRae. It was like this whole discourse because like being like heroin chic skinny is like kind of in again, and people are like, like a lot of these bodies you like, the girls eat.
Yeah,
they eat and they work out.
Mm-hmm. You gotta eat.
I'm not gonna fall victim to that heroin chic again.
No, please don't. There was a video of Lana Del Rey going around that like everyone was like, oh my God, her legs are incredible. Like she has crazy legs, blah, blah, blah. And so like all the comments were like, oh, I wonder what she does, this and that. And then they had found, someone did like a stitch and they found an interview of Lana Del Rey basically saying like, yeah, I power lift.
Yeah.
And I eat, I eat my protein and I power lift. Like I'm not just lifting. She's powerlifting, which is different than what you and I are doing. Like we're not trying for our personal best every day. Like she's strength training for like personal bests. which is kind of like, it's kind of what CrossFitters do.
Like maxing your weight.
Yes. Like professional weightlifting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, her legs are super defined, like in a way that it looks shredded.
Yeah.
But she doesn't look bulky because she's not a bulky being.
Yes. And you can tell people that like,
a lot of it is genetics.
A lot of it's genetics. Yeah, yeah. And like you can tell people too that they're just like really restricting and not exercising too, and not having enough protein, because it's like you'll see certain people that they're like posting that they're in the gym constantly and they don't really have muscle definition at all. And it's really because they're not like getting enough protein.
Yeah.
And that's on nutrition talk.
Yeah, that's on eat that protein, mommies.
All right. Are you going to see the Wicked movie?
I heard it sucks.
Really? I heard it's like really good.
I mean, I saw some reviews that were like, it lacks lust, like it lacks.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only heard people say like it's like so good, and from people that don't even like musicals.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what headline it was, but
they said
it was
like Ariana Grande's like a genius in it.
Oh gosh.
Like with comedic timing and all that stuff. You know, like
now I have to find
her
like
impressions are crazy. Like she would have been like the most famous SNL cast member like ever.
I saw this interview of her saying when she was younger, saying like, "Oh my God, I'll cry. I'll do anything to be in the Wicked."
A lot of people don't know she was on Broadway when she was like a kid.
Yeah.
Like she's like always been in that scene. But what's really like pushing this movie along is this press tour.
This press tour, apparently they were joking that they canceled the release and that it's just going to be a forever press tour.
I have a conspiracy theory about this press tour. Have you guys noticed that ever since Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper on the Star is Born press tour were how viral that went? Have you noticed like every big blockbuster movie, they're going viral now for the press tour moments?
Yes.
And like how ridiculous they're acting in the press tour. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, is this a thing? Setup?
Yeah, it's a setup.
It's a setup. I'm like, they're just like playing with us because it's not real. Like I'm holding space for that. This is not real emotions. It's so crazy.
Yeah, they might be. I mean, it might all be planned very well.
That's like crazy. Like to me, that's like marketing genius. Cause like, why is every big movie like that with, what's her name with the no stylist married to Ryan Reynolds? Blake Lively? What's the girl with no stylist?
No stylist married to Ryan Reynolds.
Dressed like Mr. Peanut.
Oh God. Chanel down.
That press tour went viral too.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just made people talk about a movie that they weren't really going to talk about. And they got to like, you know, they got to bring in these numbers for Wicked. I'm sure that cost them a ton of money.
It's so strange to see now companies like really, really pumping money into TikTok.
Yes, like virality. Moments.
Yeah. And like saving certain things for TikTok, you know?
Yes.
Like things that are specifically for TikTok, things that are specifically for Instagram, and then other things that are just like general media.
Even like I've told you too, like just full disclosure, because like obviously you want viral moments like for us on this platform, like it gives us exposure to new audience and gains us followers and all that stuff. And I've came to you
We're
like
a little bit viral,
mildly viral on certain platforms.
Mildly viral, and they may not like us, but
they can suck my
yeah.
I've told you too, like there are podcasts that you'll always see the clips from, and I think they do like specific segments like every episode that they're just gonna cut for like reels or like TikToks specifically. So like you just post those videos, you know, like that's your like, you know, money in the bank that goes viral for like whatever. One person, my husband always watches these. It's like dumb countdowns. It's like top 5 sodas. Like if I was like, Lina, name the top 5 sodas in the US.
Pepsi, Coke, Dr. Pepper, Sprite, Sunkist.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, you got them all right. And now we have a reel for Instagram.
Right. Or like the ones that like I didn't hit any, so then it'll be like, oh, you missed. Whatever. Okay.
Exactly. So like now we cut that up and now we're viral on Instagram. Yay. Has nothing to do with what they talk about on the podcast at all. But I'm like, all these companies, all these brands are just looking for like viral moments.
Okay. I got you. Your top 5 houses, designers.
It depends what I've been looking at. Dries. I was just looking at Dries Spring.
Yeah.
This is hard.
I'm always gonna go Mugler. Balenciaga, old Balenciaga, original.
Oh, we can pick like different seasons.
Yes. Galliano for Dior. Possibly Galliano for Margiela. Oh, honestly, anything Galliano. Mm-hmm. What else? Yeah, it was hard. How many did I say? 3?
I like Eddie for Saint Laurent. First round was really groundbreaking.
He has like some real stands that still wear his until right now.
I wouldn't dress like that, but it's kind of like Alessandro at Gucci. You have to recognize the cultural shift that they made by doing those things. Yeah.
There's guys out there still wearing those cigarette jeans and the teddy.
People that wear Amiri.
Yes. Actually, you're right.
Amiri opened in the old Saint Laurent store in Aventura Mall.
Oh, really? It's not just a pop-up anymore?
Well, it's a pop-up, but they like built out. I think they're going to like see how it goes and then they'll like permanently move. But I'm like, that's hilarious. That's the space you chose to move into old Saint Laurent, wearing them like last year's Prada.
Last season Prada shoes at me. Don't stump your last season Prada shoes at me, honey.
That's such a good reference.
It is.
My other thing that I think a lot of people aren't talking about, like Back to the Wicked press tour. This all could be genuine emotion, and it could all stem from that Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande kind of have been going through like similar things relationship wise.
They're man stealers.
Well, Cynthia Erivo,
stealers?
is a lesbian.
Partner stealers.
Partner stealers is the more blanketed term.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think not enough people are talking about that. Like maybe they trauma bonded over getting like maybe dragged through mainstream media, like besmirched by like the partners, all these things, like going through like I go through the fire for like your lover. Maybe they trauma bonded over that to the point where they're hold a fingy. Because they're holding space for each other.
If I'm in gay media, or what is it? If I'm in
gay media, what was
it? Gay media? It wasn't gay media.
Queer media.
If I'm in queer media and you're holding space, and the people are holding space for so and so song, then who's holding my finger?
For Defy Girl, then who's holding my finger? I saw another creator that was like, at least.
Wait, we should talk about the holding the finger.
The holding the finger. Everything about holding space, like. If we just zoom in on that one interview, I think that's what like made people go crazy. Because like there was a lot of videos, but not a lot of traction around people like, yo, they're crying in every single interview.
Literally bawling.
And that one, the queer media one, I think people just like honed in on because it's so ridiculous from the jump. So first the interviewer says that people are holding space for defying gravity. First of all, holding space, what does that mean? I literally couldn't find what that meant. And then Cynthia Erivo has like a really big reaction.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's exactly what I wanted.
Ariana Grande grabs the little finger, just the pointer with the little finger, and then.
But she grabs it like this.
Yes.
She's literally they're doing the interview like this, like. As if you were smoking a cigarette.
A cigarette. What kills me too is then the interviewer sees this big reaction that Cynthia Erivo's having, and then she walks it back. She goes, well, like I've seen a couple videos where people are holding space.
I'm in queer media.
To validate what she's saying. I'm in queer media, validates what she says, but then walks it back being like, I've seen a few videos. Like, so no, you have not seen like people holding space, whatever holding space
Holding TikToks?
You were just saying something like whatever complimentary and like not expecting such a big reaction. And then you had to walk it back. But I saw this one creator that was like, at least nobody can ever unironically say holding space ever again.
Right. Yes. They're going to be questioned.
You're going to be like, that's internet brain rot.
Yeah.
Saying
like, what does that mean?
Holding space now has the same significance as show me to me, baby. Show me to me, Rachel.
and hold on. I'm like sweating. I'm crying. Okay, sorry guys. We had to compose ourselves.
It was too much.
Yes, it's gonna turn into demure.
It's the new demure.
It's the new demure.
Holding space.
We're holding space right now.
Right now, we're all holding space. So we're going to hold space. I don't know if I want to see the movie, honestly, because I cannot give 3 hours in a theater.
Oh, it's 3 hours long?
It's 3 hours long.
Yeah, that's tough. I'll wait.
I'll watch it at home because I need to be able to go to the bathroom.
I'll wait. I am interested in, I saw a video about the costuming. The costume designer did like a breakdown, and the costumes seem really beautiful.
Yeah, the costumes seem really beautiful. People are really happy and excited about the wigs.
And not totally overdone.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times these costumes, like they end up like so, you know, like I don't even know how to explain it. Just congested, I guess. But it feels like they are a little refined and like a little more dainty.
Yeah, like thoughtful.
A little more, yeah.
I think too, the last thing I'll say, I think, is that when they were doing the takes on set, they were singing live.
Oh.
So I think that would be really cool to see, like how it looks on film and knowing that they were actually like singing like in the moment.
Because she can sing. Cynthia?
Oh yeah, Cynthia Erivo is like a really, really, she's like a mega star in the Broadway community.
I don't know her.
She was in The Color Purple, and in that one role, she won an Emmy, a Grammy, and a Tony.
Oh, she won 3.
Mm-hmm. And they're saying because
what is that called when you win the 3?
So they submitted her name for the Oscars for Wicked, and they say if she wins, she'll be the youngest EGOT. Yeah. So, you know who I always wanted to be an EGOT, which I think he has the capacity to? Donald Glover, Childish Gambino.
Yes,
he can be an EGOT.
Yeah.
He just has to like do more things. But I think he could be an EGOT.
He's holding back.
Yeah, I think he's so talented.
Me too.
So yeah.
He's another artist.
He's an artist. Yes, 100%. All right. Speaking of artists. Just like about a day ago, news broke that it's being like misquoted, but Drake has petitioned to sue Universal Music Group over Kendrick Lamar's single Not Like Us. So he hasn't formally sued yet. There's the petition. So basically in this stage of the game, Drake's team filed the petition, and it essentially says that like we know something shady went on, but we need you, Universal Music Group, to give us the evidence
to tell us who did the shadiness.
So we can know who to sue.
Right.
In the future. We need more evidence from you and not to delete anything. So basically in this petition, Drake is claiming that Universal Music Group inflated the numbers of streams and popularity for the single Not Like Us by paying bot streamers.
Which I feel like everyone does.
Yes. And that's kind of the catch-22 of this lawsuit, because by Drake claiming these things, it's because he has insider information himself, allegedly, that
he has also paid, or they have also paid bots for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the calls coming from inside the house.
Okay, so the breakdown basically, yeah. The breakdown is like Universal Music Group, right? And then Interscope and
Republic? Is it Republic? It starts with R. Both of their Kendrick's and Drake's labels are under Universal.
So I'm sure they use the same tactics.
Yeah,
you know?
Allegedly, if that's the case. But Drake is alleging all of this because his contract was up for re-signing. And a few years ago, when he signed this contract, it was called like the LeBron James of like record deals because it was so big. It was like such a large amount of money that now he's claiming that Universal Music Group set up Kendrick Lamar to put out the single and outperform him and besmirch his name and ruin his career and his reputation so that they can come back around.
They can have leverage basically when they get into that contract signing.
Be like, and we can offer you this much.
Yeah, and be like, look at how your sales have gone down. Mm-hmm. Like, look at how not like, you know,
popular you are, and like you're not, you know, exactly. So this sounds like put on your tinfoil hat level conspiracy theory. And then people were like, that's what you're suing over? Like, that's what you're upset about? He came back around at a later time and then put another petition for defamation of character, but not to Kendrick Lamar. And that was another big thing that Drake's team and his attorneys made it very, very clear. We're not suing Kendrick. We're not suing Kendrick. We're suing the record label. This actually has nothing to do with Kendrick. It has everything to do with the record label. So in that second petition, he's claiming that his character was defamed because Universal Music Group knew that Kendrick Lamar was going to put out this single, Not Like Us, with defamatory material in it, claiming that he has certain predilections for a certain type of person in a certain age bracket, and that they let Kendrick put that single out with that information to then further defame Drake, ruining his career.
Right. But you mentioned something that was tricky previously, that basically, like, you know, when you sue for defamation of character, the acts that they claim that you have done cannot be true.
Yes. In
order to sue for defamation of character.
Yep.
And so Drea mentioned that they're probably avoiding suing Kendrick Lamar because they possibly can't, because those actions were true.
Yeah.
Or they have or there's evidence that those actions were true.
Exactly. This kind of goes back even into like that Amber Heard Johnny Depp case. So in the United States, you have to prove that the person did those things for like did a small section of like even a smallest percentage for it to be defamation or not be defamation. You have to prove that like there's like a small like little bit of truth.
So I'm sure it would be, if it is true, it would be very easy for Kendrick's team to be like, here are the receipts.
Exactly.
And then defamation of character, goodbye.
But I think the whole thing is that Drake doesn't even want to open that can of worms because I don't think it would take much sifting around to find
some kind of evidence.
Any kind of evidence or anything inappropriate. Because even if they found like he was talking inappropriately through DM with someone that's underage, which a lot of people do. I even like the most recent thing I've seen was like he brought a 16-year-old on stage a few years ago and he was like, get her away from me before I get in trouble. Like boom, boom, boom. Like,
yeah,
I don't think it's just like you do a little jiggling and you're going to find like something that throws out the
something's
defamation
gonna fall out
case.
of
Yeah. And I think like he doesn't want that smoke because you start looking and it's, especially with all the Diddy stuff. Exactly.
I was hearing that apparently Diddy's trying to make like mob moves from jail.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Like he's trying to like, yeah. Well, he was caught apparently on the phone and all that stuff, trying to like move things around.
Yeah. I'm not
to
surprised.
make it seem like telling people like post this on Instagram so that, you know, like all my family members need to be posting positive things about me at certain times and all this stuff.
Someone sent me, actually, Ashley, shout out to Ashley, Ask Ashley podcast, that Jamie Foxx in his latest stand-up special.
Yes.
Did you see that?
I saw that.
So when you go to a taping of a stand-up special, they usually take your phone away. So like the material doesn't get out, but people that went to it are already like kind of going online and talking that in his stand-up special, he's talking that allegedly the reason why Jamie Foxx was in the hospital a couple months ago was because Diddy poisoned him.
Or tried to
poison him.
That's insane. And I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh, because he's saying he's the one that called the feds.
Yes.
That he got poisoned because he called the feds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how this all transpires. I guess we'll watch that stand-up special when it comes out.
Yeah.
Another thing, like just the last thing that's top of mind with the Drake petition, they're also saying that Drake is like using this as a tactic to get Kendrick to like not be able to like play that song at the Super Bowl. Because if the language is all tied up in the courts, he's not going to be able to like use it for his performance and all this stuff. So I want to see how that's going to play out. That would be disappointing.
It would be disappointing, but it's
smart
if you don't want.
Drake is such a Karen.
It's smart if you don't. That's the white part of him.
Yeah, I
know. It's smart if you don't want to be defamed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I saw this video that they were like, damn, I never thought that we would see like Young Money all take themselves down in the same year. So like first started with like Nicki Minaj being like, you know, like if I'm not the biggest rapper in the world, then it's payola. Like, girl, new people come, different generations and stuff, you know, like new people come up. Then Lil Wayne with the Super Bowl thing.
Yes.
And then now Drake with this. Mm-hmm. And they kind of just like took themselves down. They were like the hottest people in the game, 2011, 12, 13.
Oh, there was no stopping them. I mean, it all comes from Birdman.
Yeah. And now look, it's kind of funny.
Birdman? No, Baby.
Birdman. Birdman is baby.
Yeah. I'm like, baby, Birdman?
Birdman equals baby. It's interesting watching people's careers kind of play out because they never really end unless you're like a Beyonce or something. There's always like weird bumps in the road.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Like how Madonna's just like going berserk.
It's only a matter of time. I mean, like Cher's good.
Cher's chilling.
I want to read her memoir. It just came out.
Yeah, Cher's chilling. Celine Dion, medical issues, but she's chilling too.
Yeah, not saying crazy stuff.
Yeah,
but I think that's a trick. You can't be out here like saying whatever on social media. It's only a matter of time.
It's true. It's like the teams that have been able to control you a bit, you know?
Yeah, but people need to be
reeled
in.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me to me, throwback segment of the week.
Okay, so we have a throwback segment of the week. Throwback segment of the week. Boop, boop, boop. It goes with this week's theme, right? So in 1924, on November 27th, it was the first ever Macy's Day Parade.
The centennial.
Wow, 100 years ago. 100 years ago is crazy.
It is crazy.
I wonder if like the floats and stuff were all oh look, they're all creepy.
Have you ever seen like old timey Easter bunnies?
Yeah.
So scary.
Creepy. Everything was creepy
back then.
Interesting. I dressed someone for the Macy's Day Parade at one point.
Oh, you did?
Lunch Money Lewis. Yeah.
Oh. And did he do Green Light with Pitbull?
He did.
I love that song.
I did. I gave him a turkey hat.
We'll have to post.
I thought it was cute.
That is cute.
Because he's always had like a fun
style,
kind of like brand, you know, where he just like has fun with it. And so I was like, do this turkey hat. This will be cute. And there's some photos of him on the I forgot what float he was on. But yeah, with the turkey hat.
That's
doing
so
a performance.
Funny. I love that song.
Have you ever seen the Macy's Day Parade?
In person?
No,
only on TV. Like even growing up there, no.
I've never seen it either. I imagine it's a show.
Like a show. Even like when they drop the ball, you know, those people have to stand there for like 12 hours like pissing on themselves.
Yeah.
No. Especially now, like in a post-COVID world, I think like the crowd would be too much. I'd be like scared to get like something bad would happen. Yeah. It is America.
So many things that can happen in those crowds. Mm-hmm. First of all, what happened at
Astro World? Yeah, like trampled to death.
Yes. What is that called? It's called like a crowd surge.
Crowd surge. Yeah, that. It's America. So like gun down in the street.
Gun down in the street. Bombing in the street.
What if you have to pee?
Yeah. I'm not with it.
I'm not with the Maybe if you got a hotel room.
I don't even think I could do it for my kids.
No, for the kids? No. And then I think when you have kids, you're so scared something bad's going to happen to them that like you just want to like protect them.
Yeah, that would be nice though, to get a hotel room like
and look down
to watch it like pass by.
Yeah, but I'm sure that probably costs so much money.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so little fun fact. The animals in the first parades were borrowed from the Central Park Zoo. Oh. And actually, the employees at the stores back then in the 1924 were all kind of like first generation immigrants. And they wanted to celebrate. This is how it started. They wanted to celebrate like Thanksgiving.
And so they put it together?
Yeah, they all put it together. Only like until 3 years later, they had the first actual balloon float. Because I guess before it was just costumes and animals and weird things of the 1920s. Yeah. And then 3 years later, they had Felix the cat.
Felix the cat. I feel like he doesn't get talked about enough.
He doesn't. He's cute, mostly aesthetic. Black and white, no?
Yeah. But he's cute. I like him.
Yeah.
I want to look up. I like looking up old timey pictures of stuff like that.
Is Felix the cat the first iteration of Disney's drawings?
I don't know.
I would have to look that up because he was like an animator and there was like one character that he started before Mickey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that like hit it off. But I don't know if it was Felix the cat or not. Anyway, very interesting.
Very interesting. Happy 100th anniversary to the Macy's Day Parade. I just want to say one thing. I know we don't always do this segment, but the ins and outs, and I thought of a really good out that I would just want to say. We don't have to do the whole segment. But I was walking through the mall the other day and I saw a girl, and I think she's just like truly a victim of like TikTok and capitalism. She was wearing every single TikTok trend all at once. And I'm like, honey, you are a victim right now. She was wearing those little Miu Miu eyeglasses. You know, those little brown oval ones that the girls are wearing right now? Mm-hmm. And like, girl, that face card better not decline if you're wearing those little like Albert Einstein
those little baby glasses. Yeah.
Then she was wearing a cardigan, baggy low jeans, and then those Ghani buckle ballet flats. And then like a little bag like that.
Yes.
I'm like, sis, you've been victimized by the internet.
Those Ghani ballet flats, those look so uncomfortable to me.
Yes, they would give you a blister, 100%.
Yeah, they look like very blister prone.
So don't be a victim of the internet.
Yeah, that's out. Out.
100%.
I wonder if I have an out. No. I don't have an out, but we are out.
Because we did this thing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Maybe if you're watching us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the bell.
Ring the bell. Yes, to get notifications on when we post videos.
And reels. Shorts. Whatever they're called there.
Shorts, yeah.
You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok. It's Not That Serious, the pod. You can send us your listener questions, your celebrity encounters for It's Not That. Your celebrity encounters for was it a bad day or is that person just a piece of to It's Not That Serious This Week at gmail.com. You can follow me at Drea the Angel on all platforms.
And you can follow me at Lina Gosh on all platforms.
We love you guys. And remember,
it's not that serious.